Lila, are you there? I just wanted to thank you again for letting me come to stay with you guys this weekend until I give birth. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all and getting to spend some time together.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're staying with us until you give birth?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You didn't know that I was pregnant, right? I thought that my brother told you that I was going to be coming over to stay with you all until I give birth.
Hold on a second. I never remembered him mentioning anything like that to me.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that Jacob told me that he told you all about that. Besides, I've already talked to my parents and everyone is already on board. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be staying with you all for a while.
But I really don't remember hearing anything about any of this. And you say that you're coming to stay with us from this weekend?
I don't know. Maybe you just weren't listening? I know that my brother for sure told you about this. Then again, you're always talking about how busy you are with work, so maybe you just didn't remember even after he told you?
I have been busy with work, it's true, but I feel like there's no way that I would forget hearing about something important like this.
Well, I already told you that my brother explained all of this to you already. You really think he just wouldn't tell you something important like this? You just forgot. It has to be that, but don't worry, I promise to stay out of your way and not cause any trouble. Anyways, I'll see you this weekend.
Hey Jacob, are you there? I was just wanting to talk to you about your sister coming to stay with us until she gives birth. Or rather, I had no idea any of this was happening until just now, and I'd like to know why.
Oh, Leila, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I completely forgot to tell you that was happening. I really wanted to say something, but you're always running around and so busy that I guess the timing just didn't work out at all. But I guess the news made its way to you anyways. Who told you? Was it my parents?
No, actually, I had to hear it from Talia herself. She took it upon herself to thank me for letting her stay with us when I didn't even know what she was talking about. But it's a good thing she did, because otherwise I would have no clue that she was going to be staying with us this weekend.
Wait a second. This weekend? Oh man, I must have totally forgotten about that.
Jacob, come on. How could you forget about something this important? Why did you even tell Talia that she could come here in the first place when you hadn't discussed this with me at all? I should have known about all of this before you just told her to come stay with us.
But I already told you that I couldn't because you were too busy running around. Besides, this house belongs to my parents and look, I'm sorry, but I don't need your permission to do anything here. So there would have been no point waiting for you to give me permission. Which is why I just told Talia that she said it was fine. Is that really so bad?
Wait, what? So you just spoke for me knowing that I didn't say anything like that at all?
Leila, you need to calm down right now. Remember that you're my wife living in my family's house. I'm my parents' eldest son, and that's why I have the run of the show. Got it? So, for the last time, I didn't need your permission.
Jacob, I'm not opposed to having Talia come over to do this. I'm just saying that I wish you would have talked to me about this first. No matter the circumstances, we're still roommates, and that's just bad manners.
Bad manners? Is that really the best you can come up with?
Well, let me ask you a question. Just who is supposed to be making all the preparations for Talia coming over? I mean, do we even have a room ready for her? If you're the oldest son and in charge, have you handled that already?
Wait a second. What do you mean that we don't have a room for Talia?
Don't you remember all the renovations that we did to the house last year? We had to completely change around the first floor to suit your parents, which included taking out Talia's room.
Oh, no! I totally forgot about that.
That's what I'm trying to say. How are we supposed to host Talia when we don't even have the most basic accommodations for her? There's no other room that she could stay in. She would obviously want her own private room that we can't give to her.
How did this happen? I can't believe that this slipped my mind. And it's not like I can just tell my pregnant sister to sleep on the couch or something like that.
That's right, she's already so huge. There's no way that would be comfortable for her. You're not going to make Talia sleep on the sofa. What if she were to roll off it and fall on the floor in her sleep?
Okay, I think I know what we can do. We'll just give her your room. and you can sleep in the kitchen when she comes. You used to be in Girl Scouts, right? It'll be just like one of your old campouts.
Excuse me? Did you seriously just tell your wife that she'll have to sleep on the kitchen floor? And just why should I have to do that? You invited your sister over like this. You should be the one sleeping on the floor.
You kidding me? I'm my family's eldest son. There's no way that I'm going to lower myself to do something like that. Besides, I have my own room, so why wouldn't I sleep there? The only option we have after that is for you to let Talia sleep in your room.
I don't know what to say.
Well then, sounds to me like the problem is solved. But let's just make sure we keep this a secret from my parents and Talia. You just know they'd throw a big fit if they found out I was making my wife sleep on the kitchen floor. You can't even let them think that might be going on.
Just how are we supposed to do something like that, huh?
Well, for starters, you can never ever let them catch you sleeping there. So that means you'll have to wait until after everyone's gone to bed to go to sleep, and then wake up long before anyone gets up to move all your stuff.
Jacob, you can't be serious about that, right?
You're my wife. You're gonna do as I say. She only has a couple months of this pregnancy. It's not that big of a deal. What's the matter with you, you lazy woman? Do you really not care at all if something happens to my sister's baby?
What are you talking about? I have no idea where any of this is coming from.
I told you that my sister is coming back home because she needed support and to be waiting on for her pregnancy. But I just went to the doctor and got scolded, and it's all your fault.
Wait, you're the one who got scolded? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure that I understand what's going on. Why are you getting so mad at me about this?
Well, I took my sister to the doctor for a checkup today. Obviously, I just want to make sure that things are going smoothly and that there's nothing to worry about. Then I got called into the doctor's office and he told me that I was causing Talia a lot of stress.
Did the doctor really tell you that?
He did. He told me that the stress isn't having any serious effects on Talia yet, but that it's clear she's far more stressed than usual. The doctor is worried that at this rate it might actually have some effect on the pregnancy. He said it might even cause a premature birth. He told me that we all need to be making sure that Talia is getting the best care she can at home.
Oh my goodness, well, that really is quite scary, isn't it? But I still don't understand why you're upset at me over this. That doctor didn't say anything about me causing stress, did he?
He didn't, but I know that it's all your fault. Think about it, Talia is back in her familiar home with all her family around her. How could that situation possibly be stressing her out? The only new thing around is you, which means that you have got to be the reason that Talia's so stressed. Can you believe the doctor actually tried to blame me for that?
Is that really why you think this is my fault, Jacob?
It's because you're sleeping on the kitchen floor. Talia must have found out and now she feels bad, which is making her stressed. You need to quit messing with my sister's head.
Well, it's not like I wanted to sleep on the floor, and it's not like it's Talia's fault that I am. The only reason I'm sleeping on the floor is because of you.
Shut up. I do not want to hear any lame excuses from you. The only thing I want to hear from you is to admit what you've done.
But I didn't even do anything wrong. What do I even have to admit?
If you're wondering why I'm always getting so mad at you, it's because you act like this all the time. In fact, I realise that I've been letting you get away with this for too long. I have no other choice but to ask you to leave the house.
You want me to move out of the house?
I'm afraid that there's no other way to make sure that my sister's pregnancy goes smoothly. No, you do as I say. This is a direct order from the head of the house.
And just what am I supposed to do for a house until Talia gives birth? Besides, with how little your parents can move, I'm the one who does all of the work around the house. If you throw me out of the house, are you really going to take all of that over?
Of course I'm not going to do the housework. You crazy. You're going to sneak back in the middle of the night and do it all while everyone's asleep.
Is that supposed to be some kind of sick joke?
Just make sure that you stay quiet the whole time. We don't want anyone waking up and seeing you. Because I'll never ever forgive you if anything happens to my sister's precious baby. Got it?
The one stressing me out is you, Jacob.
What are you talking about now?
I mean that all of the stress is all your fault. You have been making Lila do so much for me, and now you're going to try and throw her out? I mean, do you think it's okay to treat her the way you've been doing? The source of all the stress I've been having is you.
Wait a second. Is this Talia? Why are you texting me from Lila's phone?
Well, you do remember that I asked you to drop me off at a cafe to talk with a friend, right? Well, that friend was Lila, and we've been talking all about the things that she didn't feel comfortable saying in the house. That, and she was really wanting to spend some time with me.
Hold on a second. You and Leela are friends?
That's right, we are. And she's been telling me all about the ridiculous requests that you've been making of her. Just hearing that made my blood pressure go up. And I know that the doctor told me that I shouldn't be eating too many sweets, but I was just so upset that I had a whole cream puff in the cafe.
But I don't get it. What did I even do that was wrong? I was just trying to think of the health of your baby, Talia. I didn't want you to get any more stressed out.
I am telling you that the source of all of my stress has been you, Jacob. She told me all about how you were making her clean the house and sleep in the sleeping bag on the kitchen floor.
We didn't have a spare room for you, sis. What other choice did we have?
There were plenty of other choices. For instance, why weren't you sleeping on the floor? Why did you have to make your wife be the one to do that?
What do you mean? You know that Leela is the lowest ranking member in this household. That's why she had to be the one on the floor.
The lowest ranking member? What on earth are you even talking about? In fact, do you even remember who paid for the renovations to the house? If Lila wasn't around, that would have never happened. You've got some nerve calling her that.
What are you talking about?
I mean that Lila told me all about, even though you told me that you were paying for the construction, that it was actually Lila who dished out the money.
No, wait, there's been some kind of mistake here.
Not only that, but you know how busy she is with work, and yet you still make her take care of the house in the evening. And to top it all off, you were making her sleep on the floor.
But she's always busy with work. I told her that I wanted her to go out, find a job with more regular hours. But then she just tells me that we can't afford her switching jobs and that she can't.
And she shouldn't have to switch jobs just because you ask her to. Lila has been giving so much for this family, and you've been taking all the credit while dumping all the work on her.
But I didn't mean for it to happen like that.
Maybe you should go and find a better job. What do you think about that? After all, you haven't gotten a promotion or raise in years, and Lila tells me you only make half of what she does. You've got some nerve treating your wife the way you do, and you don't even nearly earn as much as her.
That isn't fair. That isn't my fault.
You know that she's thinking about divorcing you, right? And I think that she's more than justified in doing so.
What are you talking about? There's no way that Lila would ever leave me. She knows better than to disobey what her husband tells her to do.
I actually am thinking about divorcing you, and I'm already talking to lawyers about it. I took back my phone from Talia before she broke in rage. But anyways, to get back to the point, I'm planning on divorcing you, and I am not your subservient wife.
Lila, you can't be serious about this, right? I mean, we've been together for so long now. This is just a little spat. You're not really going to lead me over this, are you?
I have no problem living with your parents or taking care of the house when the work is reasonable, but the largest problem I have is you. You are a horrible man who always takes advantage of me.
How can you say that?
In fact, I was thinking about leaving you before I even know that Talia was coming to stay with us. But I knew I would have to put it off for a while until we made sure that Talia and her child is safe. But now I have no problem telling you that I want you out of my life.
You can't be serious about this.
Not only that, but it's clear that just your presence is having a negative effect on your sister's pregnancy, and I think you should leave the house for a while. Start packing your bags because we don't want to see you when we get back home.
You're really going to try and kick me out of my own home?
It's all for the sake of your sister's baby, remember? Surely you're not going to argue with that.
Lila, what's going on here? I heard that Talia had given birth, so I came back home, but you're not here. Where'd you go?
I told you that we're getting divorced, Jacob. I packed all of my things and moved out before you came back.
Why would you do that?
I've already told you why, and I don't intend on repeating myself. And by the way, your parents told me that they were going to give me everything that intended to leave you in their will as a way of apologizing for your actions and to pay me back for paying for the reforms to the house.
What? No. This can't be happening.
It is, and your parents have my signed divorce papers, so if you could just sign on your part and send them off for me, that would be great.
This can't be happening. I was counting on that money. I really need it. You can't just take it from me.
After that, Jacob's parents wrote me a huge check to repay for the home renovations and told me how thankful they were for all that I'd done for them. Then they told Jacob that he wasn't welcome at their home anymore, and they kicked him out. I hear that he tried looking for a new job, but couldn't find one. One day, he came crawling back to me, begging for me to save him, even offering to sleep on the kitchen floor. Needless to say, I turned him down. On the other hand, Talia and I still spend time together, and I still visit Jacob's parents. We meet up regularly, catch up, and talk about our lives with each other. And I've even gotten to see Talia's child a couple of times, and she's just adorable. I do make it a condition when I meet with them, however, that I don't want to hear a single word about how Jacob is doing.